If roller coasters are so safe, then what about the Smiler accident? This is a comment I get on my videos a lot, particularly the ones about ride safety, and of course it's something I'm aware of. I'm old enough to remember when it happened, and I'd ridden the Smiler before the crash and many times since. It's kind of difficult to talk about because it was such a tragic accident that left several people with life-changing injuries. It's every rider's worst nightmare, and for those involved, it became a horrifying reality. But here's the thing, for most of us, that fear will remain just that, a fear, because it doesn't change the statistics. Theme park rides are still extremely safe. Still, if the Smiler crash makes you nervous about roller coasters, it's worth understanding. First, remember why you know about it. You've heard about the Smiler crash because it made international news, and that's because it was so rare and unusual. Car crashes happen every day, but don't often make headlines because they are scarily common. The Smiler crash did because it shouldn't have happened. So what did happen? This wasn't a ride falling apart mid-loop, the kind of thing you'd see on Final Destination. The ride didn't actually fail, it was a series of mistakes made by people, not the machine. So the Smiler runs on a block system which splits the track into sections and only allows a train to enter if that section is clear. If a train is already in one section, the system stops the next one at a holding point on a lift hill or a brake run, for example. On the day of the crash, an empty test train stalled on the track, likely due to high winds. The ride's computer detected this and halted the following train exactly as it was designed to do. But a staff member overrode the system, believing it was safe to restart. They didn't know the stalled train was still out there because the operators on duty weren't properly informed about the test train. A fully loaded train was sent out and it collided with the empty one. That was over a decade ago now, and since then, safety systems have only tightened. For example, manual overrides were restricted, and visual checks, where staff physically inspect the entire length of the track, were put in place. Hopefully you can see this was a very unlikely chain of events, and not the fault of the ride itself. A handful of accidents at theme parks have happened since, notably in Australia and Sweden. But many more happen on the roads and in people's homes. Even walking the dog is more dangerous.